Fantastic evening, Toastmasters. Hope you're all having a good day. We definitely have a very interesting session today. That's our education session. More about the guest that has come over to meet all of us and give us a lot of inputs on subject lines that maybe we are not very strong at, right? So before we have the education session, we'll also ask our VPE for his edu update.
A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. For the next week, the following roles has been booked. The speakers' roles has been booked by Toastmaster Apoorva and Toastmaster Latananath. Except this, all other roles are open. I kindly request all the interested members to kindly contact me. Thank you and back to you, Balaji.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ujwal. Keeping time in mind and a fantastic session in mind, I think we'll quickly start off, and let's start this off by giving our Sergeant a nice round of applause.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. A very warm welcome to our much awaited speaker today, DTM Pavan. Welcome. If I were to inquire as to what we need to do to have a disturbance-free meeting today, what would you say? Silence those phones. Please take 5 seconds and silence those phones so that we may all acquire the most out of this meeting. Thank you. So who here has heard the name of Dr. Richard Feynman? Anybody? Yes. So he was, as you all know, he was a brilliant scientist who won a lot of adulation for his work in the field of quantum electrodynamics. I don't know what that is, but you know, they gave him the Nobel Prize in physics for it. But why am I bringing him up today? He was an excellent communicator, that's why. He had this remarkable ability to break down complex components into small, understandable pieces of, vocabulary so that people can understand it. And in fact, he had earned the title of the great explainer of science. So one day, apparently during a lecture, one of his students asked him what the essence of inquiry was, of scientific inquiry was. So he gave him a small example. Apparently when he was a young kid, he asked his dad, "Dad, why does a ball bounce?" Now, why does it bounce? Because of Newton's third law of gravity, every action has an equal law. So, but his father did not go that route. He made him ask a lot of questions. He said, what happens when the ball hits the ground? Why do you think it bounces back up? What are the forces that are at work there? What happens when it falls down a second time? And so on. So by answering each of these questions that the little boy was answering, the father explained to him why the ball bounced and why it behaved the way it did. Now this engaging and interactive approach became very meaningful to Dr. Feynman, and he adopted and advocated it all his life. In fact, it is now called the Feynman process. So I feel as Toastmasters, we can also draw inspiration from this process, because I think understanding that no matter how small or simple the inquiry is, it can lead, it has the potential to acquire many profound discoveries, right? Talking about inquiry, you know who else does a lot of inquiries? People in sales, right? So, but I'm sure this person I know also did a lot of inquiries when he was in sales because he was looking to close deals. In the process of this inquiry, he came across opportunities. One of them was training, and he trained 10,000 students in the art of personality development. Continuing along in his process of inquiry and discovery, he is now today the principal at Achieve School of Education. So without further ado, Toastmasters and guests, please put your hands together and help me welcome our president, Toastmaster Balaji.
Of course, speaking about the theme is beautiful, but to connect the theme to my same introduction every week, you're definitely a gifted speaker, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Before we delve into the perspective of this particular theme, what my perspective is before we find that out, we have a few guests here with us today. Let's go ahead and find out who they are and what they do and why they are here today. Yes.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters. I am Subhanma. I am a second year engineering student at RB University. I've been following the Instagram page of Mecon for about 6 weeks now, and I heard that there's going to be an education session today, so I'm here.
Fantastic. Can Sudharma get a nice round of applause? Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sanketh, and I finished my graduation, and I recently wrote my CA exams, and I'm here to improve my communication. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yes.
Good evening, Toastmasters. My name is Sushant. So I just came today because I had my sales around this surrounding, and also the topic was very interesting. I also follow the Mecon Instagram page, Inquire to Acquire. So I thought, let's see what happens today. I'm excited.
Fantastic. So while we, yes, please.
Hello Toastmasters, my name is Aditi. I am a practicing advocate in the High Court of Karnataka. I am currently pursuing my master's degree in law. I aspire to become a professor. So I thought this is the right place where I can polish my skills of public speaking. I am a mother of one. She's 6 months old now.
Super. I think while you acquire a lot of communication skills here, we are very eager to acquire different kinds of skills from you. That is definitely
I hope
very,
you
very
don't
helpful.
ask me to deal with your case for free. That I don't.
At Mecon, we understand nothing comes for free, of course. We charge people even for the samosa that they eat. So we don't want your money, we will not give you our money. Right? So, even before we could kickstart this fantastic meeting, we have one person without whose report there is no good start, because she will have to be the ending agent for us to start off. And she ends things so beautifully that we want to be on the ending phase forever. So for an exceptionally diligent speaker who is doing her Masters in Christ University, an academic genius, and the Secretary of Toastmasters Club here at Mecon Communication Club, let's give it up for Toastmaster Sharanye.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and dear guests here. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1241 held on 11th of December 2023. The word of the week was protein. The theme was good evening nostalgia. The business session started at 6:27 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Balaji. In the business session, the following points were addressed. On behalf of Vice President Education Toastmaster Ujwal, President Toastmaster Balaji mentioned that all the roles were open except MC. Interested members were requested to contact him for the same. President Toastmaster Balaji announced that there is going to be an educational session that is going to be held on 18th of December by DTM Pavan, who is an international trainer. Immediate past President Toastmaster Gaurav mentioned that nominations for the Executive Committee for the term January to June 2024 were open and interested members were requested to contact him for the same. The regular meeting started at 6:29 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Lakshmi started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Balaji. President Toastmaster Balaji opened the meeting, spoke on the theme, introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Sanketh. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Sanketh spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Mehjabin, Accountant Toastmaster Gaurav, Grammarian DTM AK Prabhakara, PP Evaluator Toastmaster Snehal. The prepared speech session had 3 speeches. The first one was by Toastmaster Chetan. The project was Level 1, Project 1, which was evaluated by Toastmaster Lata. Toastmaster Shreya, who attempted Level 1, Project 2, which was evaluated by Toastmaster Jyoti. The third speech was by Toastmaster Anusha, Level 1, Project 4, which was evaluated by Toastmaster Sharanye. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Raja and had 9 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by DTM Sushma. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Anusha, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Sharanye, Best Table Topic Speaker DTM AK Prabhakara, Best Role Taker TAPG DTM AK Prabhakara, Best Role Taker MTG Toastmaster Raja. The acting president closed the meeting at 8:51 p.m. which was followed by National Anthem. Thank you and back to you.
So when I looked at this theme inquire to acquire. And I also know that DTM Pavan R C is coming in for a session this particular day. I have to let him know that I had no role in selecting the theme, because he is a master of inquiry. I actually wanted to share an instance that happened when I was in my 10th grade. It might take you by surprise, but he's an old man. He was my 10th standard tuition teacher. I might look older than him at this point in time, but he was my 10th standard tuition teacher who taught me science, social and math, and he was pretty good at it. I got 90s in all the 3 subjects. That was the first and last, but never mind. So there was this one day where right opposite to our academy there's a house. There's a footpath. There's a cut in between for the car to enter, and there's continuation of footpath. That was the time where I used to ride the most proud two-wheeler that I've ever ridden. In fact, mastered a Bajaj Chetak, which my dad had given up on and I had fallen in love with. And these were the days we did a lot of things which we were very proud of at that point in time, but not at all proud of at this point in time. In fact, we frown upon these things. And one of those things was one fine day, around 5 to 6 friends decide to get two-wheelers, and we decide to have a road rash on the academy road. So the starting point was our academy. We know exactly at what time our teacher goes for his daily routine, and that was the time 6 vehicles switched on their engines and had our 1.5 kilometer circuit ready. Now everyone were on Axis, Activa and multiple other vehicles, and I was on my Bajaj Chetak. When it comes to torque and its power, trust me, hands down, it was the best. And of course I had to prove a point, because everybody's already laughing. Chetak versus all our new gen vehicles, you cannot win this. And me being the competitive me back in the day, I lacked a little IQ. I didn't realize the speed I was traveling at was not just deadly for me, but deadly for people around me as well. But never mind, I was a 16-year-old, as people call us, hot-blooded. Now there was this one point in time where I reached the street at least 10 seconds before all my competition. And just when I was about to reach the finish line, another 200 meters, I saw my friend getting on his Axis 125. And that was the same moment I saw a car right in front of me, right in front of the finish line, because that's where the academy is and that's where our finish line also was. He was taking a right because he had to enter his parking lot that's in his basement. Now within 3 seconds, I had to figure out if I want to win this race or lose this race. Now considering this guy was the one who clearly told me that, boss, Chetak ge agadilla. Chetak cannot do it. I had to prove a point. So quickly I took the footpath at an elevation of around 6 feet above the basement level. I took my jump and then quickly did a nice skid on my two-wheeler, found another gap, exited, reached the finish line. And of course, this person, I saw the car standing right there for the next 30 seconds, because I'm sure he was in a shock because he didn't know what just happened. Something came burr and then went away, right? So he doesn't really know what is happening at this point in time. So I thought this was the end of it. We were also not in that same street. Everybody realized what had happened. Everyone just left. But what we didn't realize is there are repercussions. Like we were talking about, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. There was a very, very big reaction from him. And he went ahead and complained to my then tuition teacher and presently DTM Pavan R C. He said, "Nim makkadu ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. No, Pavan doesn't scold. He doesn't scold, but you'll sit in front of him crying. Strange ways. He clearly knows I have done this. He's called all 6 of us. We're all sitting out there, and he's like, did you have a race on this road? And we clearly told, no, Pavan. See, there's a camera that is right in front of my building. If I take the effort of going, checking for the video, and then if I find out you're racing, I am not going to be happy. We did race, Pavan. We just didn't know there was a camera. What if when you were racing, a small 3-year-old passes by, you crash into that 3-year-old, what would you say to the parents of that 3-year-old? Even now, there's no scolding, right? We all start crying, and of course, after that, I think your father should know about this. Because now, at this point in time, I'm on the floor. I'm like, Pavan, please, Pavan, not my father, because you already told no, Chetak, and now you're. Now, the questioning went on for half an hour. No hitting, no beating. And I am a guy who doesn't cry generally when teachers scold. In school, if they would pull me up and say, get out of the class, okay, madam, I'll see you later. That was me, and now I'm on the floor crying. Power of inquiry to acquire the target. And this is no different from sales, right? Like we have a fellow sales person here, even I was in sales. You don't really have to sell the product. You just have to find out what their pain point is and tell them this product helps them with their pain point. And voila, you have a sale. Right? So that's the power of inquiry. I'm not going to throw more light on this because I'm definitely sure you'll all have a fantastic education session. But for that, we'll have to start off this fantastic meeting, and let's go ahead and start this amazing session, meeting number 1242. What a delight it is today, because it's not a regular day. A lot of us are long-standing here, but there's another long-standing member who is responsible for all of us to be standing here. Without this person, nothing happens. He's like that uncharted territory where all the happening happens and no one knows about it. He's like that area, I wouldn't number it. He's like that area where all the action happens and everyone else thinks that it's just happening on its own. Every single rupee that comes into Mekon and goes out of Mekon does not move without this person's permission. He might be the master of the day, but he's been a master of a lot of us from a long, long time. Working behind the curtains, the most diligent treasurer of Mekon Communication Club, no one can replace the role that he plays. An amazing asset not just to Mekon Communication Club but also to Mekon, and all the help that he's been doing for us and to the ExCom, being a part here and outside. His name is not just important here at this club, but for all the treasurer role takers that actually are functioning in all the other clubs, because he is a key member who trains them. Ladies and gentlemen, the longest standing treasurer of Mekon Communication Club is the master of the day. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Sandeep.
For the new members, and the guests. I am the one with whom you might have inquired about Mekon Communication Club. And I would have sent you a text with phone number of Vice President Membership Toastmaster Shivaprasad. Okay. So for the further inquiry to the club, I can say by this time all the new members must have acquired some confidence to face the challenge of public speaking and leadership. It was an inquiring mind which gave us fire. It was another inquiring mind which gave us gravity. It was another inquiring mind which gave us nuclear energy. It was another one which gave us internet, and the list goes on. An ever inquiring mind is an ever alive mind. It was another inquiring mind a century back, because of whom we are all sitting here trying to learn something about two vital skills of our life: communication and leadership. Way back in 1924, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in USA not only recognized, observed the fear in everyone for the public speaking, but also he found the solution. Solution is to practice it in a social environment, and that is what Toastmasters through its clubs provides. A platform where all the members can participate and practice public speaking, and all the members can support each other to become more confident and get those vital skills of life. Apart from our club, I understand there are some 140,000 clubs total all over the world, 148 countries, so that makes 3/4 of the globe approximately. So all the club meetings have 3 sessions. One is prepared speech session, one is table topic session, one is general evaluation session for the new members, for the guests. So today's prepared speech session, before we start, we have few role takers who are going to tell about their roles, what they are doing for the meeting today. May I request grammarian, Toastmaster Lata Nahar to brief.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. As we know, bread and butter, right? How important is butter to bread when we want to eat? The same way is grammar to English language. Grammar helps you to understand the English language much better in a simple way. That is what my role is going to be here today. As a grammarian, I'm going to help you with the good usages and not so good usages of English language which is being used today, and will help you much better to understand the session today. Thank you, and I will present my report when called upon. Thank you.
So the next role taker is timer of this meeting, Toastmaster Pavani. Can you explain your role today?
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. As a timer for today, I'll be making sure that all of us stay on track with time. Just like how timing is important, which enhances our words, similarly body language enhances our communication. So firstly, coming to the education session, the time allotted is 40 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 35 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 40 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. Coming to the table topic session, the speakers are allotted 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. And the general evaluation, since we don't have any individual evaluators, general evaluation session will be normal, and I'll be giving my report during the general evaluation. Back to you, friends.
Last role taker of this meeting is Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator, Toastmaster Chetan. Can you explain your role for the meeting today? Please give him a big round of applause.
Hello Toastmasters. Today I'll be your PP evaluator. I have to make sure that all of us follow the rules, and that is to not speak about sex, politics and religion. We also keep our phones on silent, and to enter and exit the room, let's do it during applause. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So the next session, we have a guest. Okay, long time. So can I request Toastmaster Kirtana to tell us about our counter's role for the meeting today?
First of all, Sandeep, thank you so much. Okay, so I'll be taking note of and the other crutch words, the filler words. So I'll be giving my report at the end of the session.
So normally we have a speaker session where people give speeches as per the guidelines set by Toastmasters International. So today's speaking session is we are having an education session in place of a speech session. So the title of this session is Body Language in Communication. I can tell you I had learned about body language in communication in Toastmasters and experienced it after marriage. So the people who are not yet, you better listen carefully. To conduct this session, we have a very special person. His achievement includes creator of Achieve School of Education, TEDx speaker, author of 7 books, kinesthetics mathematician, face of straight A+, a brand which helps children unearth their strengths, which eventually leads children to manifest their true purpose of life and become experts in their areas of passion and becoming speakers, authors and entrepreneurs, even principals. A business coach and communication expert training for many people. I invite with a big round of applause DTM Pavan R C for education session on the body language.
I thought you wanted to go home after listening to the introduction, but he's going to be here. Good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
Even before I start, I'm very curious. I really want to know what makes you say that only married people should be focused more on body language. I'm just inquiring based on your theory.
You have to understand facial expression. The responses you have to give.
Right.
Like you have to, precisely measure your words.
Okay, we're done with the session. Can I say that? Interestingly, if you note his language, he pointed at me, you have to understand facial expression. You have to. It was not even in a soft language, you could, maybe, and things like that. We got to have a long discussion, maybe after our session. But your president Balaji put me into a very nostalgic trance out there, when he took out one of his story. If you told me, what I would do is I would stand at the final finale line and have a checkered flag or something like that to see who's winning the race. No, right? One thing for sure, what Balaji does now for all the students of Achieve School of Education is the same thing. He does not scold them, he does not shout at them, but they're almost crying in tears. So there's always a legacy that goes on, and when I hear about legacy, I was also a student like Sanketh when I walked in to this particular room many years ago. Yeah, that's why he says he's not as old as how he looks. But it was 2003 when I came in, and when I met Mr. A.K. Prabhakara at the first sight, they said A.K. Prabhakara. I said A.K. was always 47 and guns. Okay. But I realized that sometimes rules are like guns, and I learned for a long time in my life that if somebody is going to teach anybody to follow rules and stick to the T, give up to this man. How many of you would agree with me on that point? Right? A lot of times we make our own rules to break our own rules. You all agree with me on that? And I learned how to speak humorously from Mr. M.U. Bhatt. I learned what is leadership from Mr. Nagaraj Rao. You know, ma'am, when you say bread and butter, Dr. Vijayashree is who comes to my mind when she had given me a lengthy report of one speech, you know, and when you say grammar is bread and butter, mine was a roasted toast at that point of time when it was, you know, coming to English. So this club coming here, it is my privilege and honor to stand in front of all of you all, and I definitely cherish my memories, and I only hope you all give me an opportunity to create another memory here today. If that is a yes, then give me a good yes.
Yes.
Right? And before I begin, I would love to compliment our lawyer madam for two reasons. One, with a 6-month-old kid at home, she makes time to come here. I think that speaks volumes of commitments from herself to learn things. Would you all agree with me on that?
Yes.
Just let's give a show of hands. You know, a lot of people in this world wait for a reason to have their fantastic time, but here we have a reason and she's here. And the second thing, the learning that you gave the whole club, I'm not going to give a case for free. I took years to learn that. We as, you know, people in line of academics, we speak hours together for our clients, and in the last they say, thank you so much. And they just go home. They're gone, and we're like, should we ask for the fees or should we not ask for the fees? Should we talk? A lot of other professionals here, and we worry about it. That's where me and Kirtana ma'am get into a fight, and she says, you have to ask, you have to demand. And I'm like, they'll come back, we will get it. What we give, we will get it. Don't worry. And that's how we both work together in a business called A+, and she's the director of that. Right? With that, I'm going to straight away dive into the session with the permission of the married man. To start. Alright? So, and yeah, if you're not married, it is still equally important for all of you all to be a little aware of the body language. Right? So, willing to participate?
Yes.
Yes. So Balaji told me that you'll have 30 minutes of session and 10 minutes of Q&A. I think we'll mix up both. We'll have 40 minutes of Q&A. I'm here for a conversation, not for an education session. So if you think something is not in sync, you know, it's like, stop Pavan, I don't like this is not correct. Like, that's when we discuss more. That's when I learn more. Okay? So can I ask all of you to hold your hands like this? Alright. You're not listening. Okay? Please back and please listen very carefully. Okay? Can I ask all of you to hold your hands like this?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Suddenly more than half of the room is like, you know, kuch to hai, you know. Something is, you know, there with the words. Any quick learnings from any one of you? Just one line I just said. Yes, grammarian man. Please don't give me feedback on my English as of now. I'm a little later for sure.
It's listening, more of active listening what we have to do and understand what the speaker is trying to do.
What makes you say that?
The first sentence we were just listening to you. And we went through your body language. I could understand as a trainer that there's something missing.
Right.
And the second time when you repeated the same tenses with a little giving weightage on certain words, I understood, okay, that's the action what I have to do.
Right. Yes, please.
I think it's a reflex act what we did. Like whenever you said something, we gave a reflex action.
Right.
So like a touch me not plan. So
Okay.
the first time it's something what we did was hearing.
Right.
The second time what we did was listening. So there is a key small difference between listening and hearing.
Coming from a salesman, hearing and listening, all of us would agree on that part, right?
So hearing is basically you just hear and that goes off. Listening is you actually sink into what you are telling and play accordingly.
Thank you both of you for sharing. Shall we give them a 3 clap? Only 3 clap. And some of you are amazing listeners already now. Alright. Okay, I'm going to play with words for the next 30 minutes. Is it okay?
Yes.
And I'll probably play with your mind, with my words. Is that okay?
Yes.
And probably after that you wouldn't like me. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Some of you are so honest. We already don't like you. It's like, I just started, not even a paragraph. Okay? Can I ask all of you to hold your hands like this?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Married man. I know where the instructions are coming from now. Can someone tell him and explain why he shouldn't hold his hands like this for that statement of mine?
Okay, holding hands is this? Oh, no. I'm missing the point actually.
No, he's
So he
only
asked the
asking you
question.
if you can hold it like this. So your answer to that should be yes.
I'll repeat myself once again. It's absolutely okay. Right? See, we are married minimum 3 times. Only then after that we understand. Don't worry about that part. So I keep repeating this. Can I ask you all to hold your hands like this? Right? I've tried this in IIM and I've tried this in RIE, Regional Institute of Engineering, and even with RIC, with the places where they teach and coach teachers, including principal, were like this. It's okay. I'm gonna trick all of you all. Okay? The reason is, can I ask you to hold your hands like this? Then you must only say yes or no, because it's just a question. It's just a question. But the minute I say, can I ask all of you to hold your hands? I say, okay, let's try another one. Can I ask all of you to please stand up?
Yes.
I mean, okay, hold on guys. Now continuing any further is very difficult in Mekon because everybody is like have reached the end learning of the education session itself. Now there's nothing for me to do now. But generally a lot of them would because
Body language.
interesting topic.
Yes.
Just raise your hands. How many of you find it interesting? All right. In that case, okay, he's still judging. That's still absolutely okay.
Now I know where am I going wrong.
You have not gone wrong anywhere because when you get married, forget it. I'm not going there. Let me rephrase myself. Okay? Can you all please hold your hands like this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I take that back. Please hold your hands like this. All right. Okay. And okay, hands down. Let yourself a little loose. It's okay to make some mistakes. Okay. Please hold your hands like this. Okay. And when I say clap, I want all of you to clap. Okay. 3, 2, 1. And I didn't say clap.
Yes. No, I did not clap.
Did you clap?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can I know why you actually clapped?
3 to 1, you're programmed to do that.
Did I program you?
Society.
Society. This is interesting. So cultural conditioning, programming happens to us even if we like it or we don't like it, right? I remember if I had to offer something to someone when I was a small child, I used to take that, and just for an example, if I had to offer this, if I did it on my left hand, immediately my mother is in, no, right hand. Okay, I did it 2, 3 times, and the 5th time, remember?
Yes.
Everyone of us have gone through this conditioning. You all agree with me on that part?
Yes.
And nowadays some of them are conditioned that if you have to shake your hand, you have to hold their fist really tight. Thanks to all the trainers, a lot of trainers, no offense to them, but it is manually programmed that hold their fist really strong, shake hand and be with confidence, and after that you open your mouth, boom, everything else is gone. I'm very, very sorry to say that today I would want to understand people beyond their shake hand because they can pretend this now. You all agree with me on that?
Yes. Yes.
Any questions, anybody? What's running in your minds now?
See, when we're talking about handshake here, when you're talking that they've been programmed, what happens is handshake is the first thing,
Right.
the impression about a person, what you can build in your mind.
Yep.
And when we're talking about giving like this or giving a limp handshake or a very firm handshake or stiff handshake, is not accepted.
Right.
It's always when we go out and train, we teach them how to give a handshake.
Right.
But
So can I make some small suggestions? Only if you're okay.
Okay.
With your permission.
All given.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. But why I'm saying we go beyond handshake is, as a person today, I even notice how they walk in.
Okay.
And that happens even before they shake hand with me. And in the boardroom, in the corporate power play, even before I go, I even choose my seat. When I have to have the power there. If not, I am wherever I want to. And even the first step, the way they sit, the way they stand and they come here to speak, gives us so many things. Even before the MC shakes their hands, right? Would you all probably become a little more aware of this part? Yes? We are looking at things. The only thing that I want to say or speak, or what I want to share my learning with all of you all here is, we have 5 senses. If we are completely aware of these 5, we are blessed. There are some who are deprived of that. Bless them also. But most of the processes in our body is automatic. It's unconsciously driven. I know some of us here would have had, relationship breakups, and I had a heart failure today. But can you still stop and fail your heart consciously? No. Right? Do you all agree with me on that part? Yes. Right? Even though I'm consciously giving commands, your body is unconsciously moving and you're all giving the answer as I'm programmed, I'm conditioned. I'm saying, more than programmed and conditioned, ma'am, these are all unconscious. So I read a phrase, I'm not getting the name of the person. For a long time I had this quote in my head. Your body is the window of your mind. I'm pausing so that let that sink in for all of us. Your body is the window of your mind. My urge and appeal to all of them, especially all in the training, is to train people to become confident in their mindset, so that their shake hand automatically is a visibility of what they are in their minds. Would that be fair enough for all of us to continue further? How many of you would agree with me on that? Right? So constantly, like what he said, it's not just in the relationship, but you walk into your workspace, you see a friend, by looking at them, their voice, their tone, their pitch, their eye contact, you know something is wrong. You look at your mother, you look at your father, you look at your sibling, you know that they're happy. You know that they're not happy. Body speaks even before you speak. Interesting. Yes. You don't have a choice, you have to say yes now. He is here and I'm there, Balaji has already called me, so now you have to say yes. No guys, we have to treat guests with some dignity. So interesting.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes sir, go ahead.
I just had a question, but how much is it right to judge a person with that body language?
As long as that person is not aware and putting a pretense in front of you. Because I have seen a lot of speakers come here, they're totally different. Their energy, their josh, their confidence. They mastered the art of projecting confidence. And I would be thoroughly happy that if they walk the talk with confidence, even when they're sitting, even when they're out, even when they're going out, even when they're on the road, even when they're having a call, then they are unconsciously confident constantly. They're unconsciously being confident somewhere. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Right? Yes?
I just wanted to say that maybe we are not judging, but we are using all these as tools to help us in communicating, negotiating.
Yes.
Better.
Yes. And I believe, even before you complete it, bad manners, but we are not judging consciously, but unconsciously our mind is judging everyone. When we are in yoga, we are conscious about our breath. What about the breath before I spoke about it now? Were you even aware of how is the speed, the tempo, how is that? It's automatic. It's happening automatically. You all agree with me on that?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Right? So then maybe at the, in few more minutes we will also, come up with some more ideas and suggestions on how we can make it better. But right now I want you to do another exercise. Okay, let's do this. Can I ask you all to keep your hands like this, please? Quickly, we have to be fast.
Yes.
Wow, this is difficult for me from here now. Okay, please keep your hands like this, and please clap when I say clap. 3, 2, 1. Right? I'm going to sign you up for my next program. Absolutely kidding. Okay, right? It's absolutely okay, and no need to worry about it. Right? So what I want all of you to do is let yourself a little loose. Just move front or back and adjust your space, because when I say fly, I want you to do this, and when I say clap, I want you to, do this. So just get a little more comfortable and, see how you will, adjust yourself, because when I say fly, generally my school students, they fly in such a way that 2 people are, pushed down. So, I don't have to give those kind of, briefings here. Yes, so that that was the reason I gave my precursor Kirtana, ma'am. As simple as that part. Alright, let's do this with a childlike attitude. Okay, don't be too conscious, it's okay, just have fun. Because if you're too conscious, then you're like, And when I say fly, you're like, fly, no? Okay. I'm done. Okay, just go with the flow, just be with me, and it's okay to make mistakes. Outside this door, mistakes are not recognized, it's like you're blasted for a mistake. Inside this door, even if you do a mistake, it's only the Toastmasters platform that they still say, you did a good job, good effort, try this like this, try that like that, do this like this. You agree with me on that part?
Yes.
There had been a person who came in our club, he stood, he forgot his entire speech, he went and he sat. And now I have to evaluate him for 3 minutes. So I ran and luckily I had one person called Sridhar Ranganathan in our club, and I said, what do I give him feedback for now? He said, did he back out? I said, no. Okay. Now pick on that and appreciate his effort for coming and standing here and not backing out and trying to stand here and trying to recollect and putting an effort so that he'll come back again. I said, I don't know about him, but I will come back and evaluate once again because of you. As simple as that part. We are here to encourage. Childlike attitude, make mistakes is absolutely okay. How many of you are with me on this? Please give me a heads up on this part. You're not? He's thinking too much. Okay, so let's fly. Fly, and we really cannot fly, but at least this imaginative fly is really fly. Okay, fly and clap. And let the clap have good solid energy. Possible?
Yes.
Okay, fly, clap. Fly and clap. Okay, I really like the energy, except for 1 or 2 of them. Poor fly is like, this is the flexibility of the wings. Okay, a little more flexible. And a lovely huge clap. Love the energy of the clap. Let's start with more enthusiasm. Let's start. Fly, clap. Fly, clap. Fly. Let's start once again. Fly. Okay. Balaji, are you going to call me once again to make on? He's thinking, he didn't say yes, so I got my message very clear.
No, I want the ball of attention to be with Sandeep.
That is the power of body language, because I have I had an intelligent friend. I mean, when I say intelligent, it's exactly the opposite of it, and I tell you why. Many years ago, Diwali, I asked, it's like, when a firecracker and the night bursts, why do you see the light first and then the sound? He thought and he said, easy. Eyes are in the front, ear is a little back. That's all. I'm like, thank you. So we have to break such awarenesses that we have so that we unlearn certain things and bring in new things. So first thing, what we are all going to agree, even if you disagree, what we're all going to agree is that our body language is an unconscious process. If I throw a football on your face, you're not going to wait and decide, is it my left hand? Is it my right hand? Right? This is an automatic response. If you're a right-handed person, your right hand goes up, or if you're a left-handed person, left hand goes up. Simple as that. That's how automatic this is. Helpful?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Based on what you were just saying, I noticed that you said clap after you clapped for the first time, and the second time you clapped and you didn't say it at all.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So a simple way to have countered that would have been just closing our eyes.
Of course.
Right.
Yes. I am playing with your five senses. I did warn you. I said I am going to use my words, and my words will play with your mind, and then we get back to our learning. So it's just like the software, but we scroll through all of it. I accept terms and conditions, but none of us would read anything there, and we just yes, and we go ahead, right? So let's go further. Let me make it very easy for you this time. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. And childlike attitude. That's why I like it. As simple as that. Okay. So please hold your hands in the shape of a gun. And I like the way a lot of you are even doubting my instructions now. Half of them are like, go slow, wait. Okay. Hold your hands in the shape of a gun. Okay, let's go quick. Shoot the ceiling. I 2-3 children are still alive, and the rest of them are adults. That's the only thing that I can say. Okay, shoot the ceiling. Shoot the projector. Shoot your speaker. Some of you are very happy here. Kirtana ma'am is popping bullets continuously. Let's do it a little faster. Okay, shoot the ceiling. Shoot the projector. Shoot the speaker. For fun, shoot your head, shoot your eye, shoot your nose, shoot your chin, and this is your chin. Right? Our nursery teachers, chubby cheese, all the learning tossed in a second. Right? And like what he said, he nailed the dot. It was very clear. He said if we do this exercise with our eyes closed, we are all going to get it right. Yeah, you're going to get it right because I am deceiving you all through my actions, right? Right? So body language is a powerful tool. There was a lot of research done. 7% was words, 55% was body language, and the remaining 38 or whatever the number comes there is voice modulation. And unfortunately, when I dug deeper into this, this was done about 35 years ago, and this was done with a subject of 2 people. So then I was like, congratulations to this result, and we need to now evolve from there, and we need to take things forward, because that statistic is that kind of a statistic. I'm not even giving you the reference, though I have the name of that person. Can we proceed further?
Yes.
So when I ask all of you all now, let's play some South Indian dishes. All of you must have tried some South Indian dishes, right? So when I say idli, hold your hands like this, right? Okay? You still thinking, sir? Idli, this is dosa, and this is chutney. Easy?
Yes.
So easy, right? Can't be easier than this. Okay, idli. I'm just having fun. Okay. Dosa. Chutney. Chutney. Idli. Dosa. Chutney. Dosa. Idli. Chutney. Idli. Chutney. Dosa. Idli. Idli. Chutney. Chutney. I like the second chutney that comes, The first chutney is like, we are clear. Second chutney is like, it has to come back. As simple as that. So that is the power of unsaid word. Right? And all of this happens unconsciously, like our digestion, like our dreams, like our, the liver secreting the bile juice. Our body language is also connected to the ANS, autonomic nervous system, and that is run by one part of the brain that is completely automatic. So now your questions. That's it. My education session or conversation is done. Timer ma'am, please let me know what's the time.
26 minutes.
Sorry?
26 minutes is done.
26 minutes are done. Okay, we have good time for questions. Yes, ma'am.
So when you say that certain things were inbuilt, like our subconscious mind acts upon it,
Yes.
there are certain retrospective effects that you have when
Right.
you learn something and unlearn it.
Right.
For example, like when I joined the Scouts,
Mm-hmm.
like we're always taught to shake hands with our right hand.
Right.
In the Scouts, they ask us to shake hands with our left hand.
Right.
And then every time now I go shake hands with somebody, I'm like, which hand do I choose? Are you a Scout? Are you not a Scout? So that's the thing that happens to us, when we unlearn a skill to learn something else.
Yes.
Our subconscious mind goes into a dilemma. So can you throw some light upon that?
About the dilemma?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just pulling words on that. I would agree with everything except the last part. It's not necessarily that the subconscious mind goes into a dilemma. Probably your experience, but not for everyone for sure. Because some of us are pros in unlearning also. A lot of us are good in learning. Right? So recently I saw a Twitter post that an illiterate of this generation is not the one who cannot read or write, but is a person who cannot learn or unlearn and relearn. So times and terminologies are changing. Unlearning is a difficult part, because once we have learned something, it's very difficult to let go of that part. And there's a lot of pain also associated, but each one treats it in a different way. If you ask me, for some people unlearning something is painful. For some people unlearning is a joyous thing, because they have been carrying a lot of weight in their head from a long time, and when they unlearn to not really value a lot of points about what others speak, then that unlearning is going to give them so much of freedom. I meet a lot of people who are constantly bothered about what others think about them than what they think about themselves. I have also seen a lot of people who go up to counters, they wear the clothes and say, look into the mirror, you like it, you pick it. But the problem is, did you like it? Is this good on me? Video call and say, is this good? Shall I pick it? And that's where when we say, you take your decisions now, that can become a painful process. So if you're asking me about the emotions that you attach for these unlearning processes, then you choose the emotion. We all have the power to choose our own emotions for everything that happens. That's why if you go through that book I think it's Jack Canfield's book, he clearly says, I'm not supposed to use the first word, but instead of that word I would say stuff happens. But he says something else happens. I think, I'm not supposed to use that here, but I'll put it only as stuff happens plus your reactions is equal to outcome. Just think about it. Stuff happens. All of us stuff happens. Outside this door, stuff happens for us. Your reaction is equal to the outcome. So your reaction is in your control. So based on how you react to what stuff happens around you is the outcome that we have, as simple as that. Right? If that answers what we discussed. Right? Yes, sir. I really like the way the guests are reaping the benefit than the members, and the members are quite okay. Let them speak, then we'll get them to become members very easily. That's a nice idea, no doubt about that part. Yes, sir. Please.
You were speaking about the left and right hand that time. Like
right.
When your parents say
Yeah.
you are doing something in left hand, then you get habituated to right hand.
Of course, yes.
But that time you said once you get habituated to right hand, it's your unconscious memory which makes you do that.
Yes.
But according to me, it's your subconscious memory.
Yeah, so that's a grey area. Freud calls unconscious, Robert Dales calls it superconscious. So so let's not get into the psychological debate. There is very big debate running on that part, whether it is unconscious, subconscious or superconscious. In the interest of time, I would only, that's why I didn't bring in those words also. I only said automatic and 5 senses to keep it easy.
The reason I asked it is because by hearing a lot of motivational speakers, what I have come to know is subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious and unconscious mind. Means the memory which is stored in that is a prolonged.
Yeah, so I will put it in simple terms. Our automatic part of the brain is the one that is controlling our body language and our thinking and our beliefs and our ways of life. Everything is there. A memory happens, it processes there. Of course, I'm not getting into the psychological part of this part, right? But again, think of this. You're walking somewhere, you're not even aware, you're turning a switch on. Which hand are you using? And which finger are you using? You get up, you brush your teeth. Why do you hold it the same way? Why not the other hand? We're all programmed. We are all having our own patterns. And the only possibility is to become aware of our patterns, break the patterns that are not working for us, so that we can learn from each other of what patterns are working for others or successful people, apply that and move further, so that we're going in the right direction. Make sense? Yes, please.
So bringing the whole topic away from the psychology and speaking in the Toastmaster terms, I wanted to answer the question in 2 different perspectives. One as a speaker and one as an evaluator. So we do this commonly in every evaluation. When we're assessing the speaker, we tell him the body language could have been better. You can use the stage better. You can use the M pattern, W pattern. The speaker could have done everything. He might have I'm throwing the ball, or he could have told I'm nervous, or he could be clasping hands. So we pick on very few things. Maybe as a starter, when I'm just into Toastmasters, I think this is bad. I think this is bad. The few things I think these are bad. And once I'm getting into the zone, I realize these are not good. This could be better. And then I realize, okay, nothing works. And then in the speaker perspective, now I want to do all these things. Now I feel clumsy on the stage. Because I feel this is not working, this is not working, this could be working better. So what exactly do you think as a speaker, as an evaluator, when you use the stage or you want to move on the stage, what exactly is your perspective on it?
Yes, if you ask me more than a speaker and an evaluator's perspective, can I give Pavan's perspective?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Because let's look at this a step further, even beyond Toastmasters. The reason why I'm saying this is, yes, even I have gone through similar stages where I had given one feedback to one particular lady. I said, you looked down on the floor, then you lifted your head and then you started. I felt you were nervous. Probably you could have looked into the eyes of everybody and then speak. And then after the entire meeting got over, that lady walked up to me and said, I was looking down at Mother Earth to carry energy from her and then speak to all of you all, because she's a spiritual person. So please understand this. She's a spiritual person and she looks down and for 3-4 seconds, and according to her, she pulls energy and then she speaks to everyone. Now, I was totally wrong in my observation and analysis. When I say these are all automatic, for someone like us in the industry of teaching, when I walk in like this, what is it when I get into the classroom? Strict? Frustrated?
Zoned out.
Zoned out? Right? What else? What else? Not in a good mood?
Not more of a comfortable position.
Not, sorry?
It's a comfortable position for you.
It's a comfortable position for me. Yep.
AC temperature is
AC temperature. So, ma'am, do you see that just one position of mind like this can be interpreted by so many people in so many different ways? So, when you give your feedback, please be less judgmental.
This means it is more relatable to the state of mind of the evaluator rather than
Absolutely. That's why we say evaluators can make or break.
So it depends on the state of mind of the listener.
100%, and what listener has gone through their experiences. My cousin brother who lived in Japan for 10 years, he came in and me and my daughter was a little uncomfortable. And then I said, and then my daughter was like, and then my cousin brother said, I said, why? Because in Japan, this means love between two men. We are all culturally different. We are all, so geographically different. A US man would shake hand, but a Japanese man would do this, and I would say namaste. And when I say namaste, some people think, this guy doesn't want to speak to me, he's done with me, get out. And I have seen some elders say, Sakina, which means in our culture, in the place where I have grown up, my grandparents have shown me this signal, stop it enough, which means I'm fed up with you. But the same thing for an Air India flight is welcome. Namaste. Just totally different, guys. So, what I want all of you to understand, this is the body language of that particular speaker is true to that particular person at that point of time. 10 minutes later, if you ask them to do the same speech, the same body language may not naturally flow, even for that person. So then it is very delicate for us to, sit from that side and evaluate, say, you are not having your back straight because you are not confident. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful, because I have also evaluated a person with a hunchback. Are we all understanding where our analysis and observation can go? So, my suggestion is, the most beautiful thing that you can ever have, you have a break in between. So once you want to evaluate someone, in the break, go and ask them, these are my body language observations. Ask them that if you want to be more comfortable on stage, instead of that gesture, what would you do? Let them give their own comfortable gesture or a posture. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There is no, Alan Pease wrote a book on the definitive body language about 2003 or something like that. And he himself has posted that all the observations can be reconsidered, because in my next set of research, the book does not hold good. He himself has very clearly put it across. So there's very little, evidences that we have that this is for confidence, this is for straight. Not possible. For someone like this can mean Hitler's Hail Hitler. Correct? It's like this?
Just like this.
Okay, sorry. Just like this. Okay. So just look at it. For me, it was this all this while. From the time I was born till now. But I learned from him. Are we all on one page now?
Yes.
Can we be less judgmental? Can we not, just look at this? Oh, his hands are shivering. He's not confident. AC other laga diya and 15 degrees, the guy is vibrating. And we are judging that he is nervous. Makes sense?
Can you measure confidence with body language?
100%. Because I don't have a parameter, I don't have any evidences, but with my intuition and with my observation, if somebody is checklist is very simple. When you see them, you will know they're confident. That's all. It's so easy.
What is the
Would you agree with me on that part?
Actually,
Right?
as per the hard.
What is the right body language according to stage?
Right body language is I wouldn't call it as right body language, I would call it as a right state of mind. When you are here, your state of mind has a reflection on your body language. So if you're confident, that is visible. If you're nervous, that is visible. If you're fearful, that is visible.
How do you not make it visible?
How many pathways have you finished?
No. I just started off. I'm in level.
Wow.
I completed my project. I'm level 1.
Welcome to Toastmasters.
That's right.
That's the only thing that I would like to say. It's taken 19.5 years for me to come here and share all my learning with all of you all. Just stick around with this movement, be there, and be more curious about what you want. You will automatically find what you want. Today, when the child walks into my room and says, I want to tell you the truth, and I know you're lying, okay, but come, let me still listen to the non-truth version of yours, and then we do it, because it's so easy, their eyeballs are moving up on the right side, they're cooking up a story, and we know that, every few minutes, the lip biting happens in children. Children, when they lie, it's like, why I didn't do it? It's so evident. It's like, you are the one only. I know it is you only. It's so evident. So people are giving you massive clues. It's just that we are not curious about it unless Macon announces body language as a session.
What's the first thing you notice?
Sorry?
When you meet a new person, what's the first thing you notice?
What's the first thing that I notice? I just notice the way when they walk, because it's the first thing that they do, and the way they sit. Like in sales, I also notice that when somebody is like this, I know that they're defensive or they have something that is not giving me the connection. So I give them some brochure, I give them some water to drink or something so that the defense is gone, or listen to the defense, and like what Balaji has said, identify the pain point, give them the the solution for that. So that's it. We are overshooting time. Some of you will have to clap really hard, then I will go back, or somebody has to ring a bell. We are teachers, otherwise we don't shut up and we don't go and sit down. With the permission of the president, we can go ahead. That I go and sit down?
Okay, my question.
Yes, please.
Now, what is the difference between right eye contact and bad eye contact?
A bad eye contact is something that is uncomfortable for the other person where they don't like it. That's it. You didn't like my response. Now you got it. That's a bad eye contact. As simple as that part. Okay, if somebody has captured her eye contact, that's the bad eye contact according to her when she gets a response like this. As simple as that. And you can still be friends with me. I am a good person.
Okay, the first part, right eye contact.
See, I would like to respond like what Master Ujwal tells the little sheep who comes and says, I have a right news and I have a good news and a bad news. Which one should I tell you first? And Ujwal fondly he responds, saying that there is no good news or bad news. There is only news. Now tell me, and he says, the great prisoner, the cheetah which was there under the dialogue. He's escaped, and then Master Ujwal says, that's bad news. You all must go and watch this on YouTube if you haven't watched this particular line. So genuinely there is no good eye contact, bad eye contact, there's only eye contact. What is not good to you is not good to you, that's it. What is
it's going to be completely the receiver's perspective.
Absolutely, the whole essence of communication is receiver's perspective.
Actually, there was this one, I mean, if I'm allowed to share this.
No.
Actually, once time.
Please, sir.
No, I'm the president of this.
I am going there.
So, I mean, there's no good lines, bad lines. There's actually once, they told you'll have to look at people's eye, and that's when you'll connect with people. And there was a phase of time where I would just keep looking at their eye. Until and unless one person came up to me and told, dude, you're creeping me out.
Yeah.
So then I learned that the best amount of time to look at a person's eye is like for 5 seconds, look and then come back. So this is my experience.
So I will totally agree with
but
you.
But he said he used to, but he does.
No, I don't. I don't.
And were you the one who got creeped out?
I still No, my question would be, are you creeped out?
Last one was talking, he was like looking, I was like, okay.
Mr. President, I get another flag. Your conversation is quoted into my time now. So last but not the least, I know many of you have questions. I'll take that question offline, sir. I'm here for some more time. I'll definitely take some questions. I live close by. I can always meet all of you all for sure. The only thing that I would like to say, I would like to conclude with this, 6 lines story. There was once a school on fire. What did the teachers do? All the teachers went to get the children out first, and everybody came out to the playground. All the kids on one corner are jumping, celebrating, they're very happy. That's because they know that the school is on fire. Next few days, no homework, no classes, nothing at all. All the teachers on one side, they're all like, what's going to happen to us? Only one boy is crying. Now with lot of inquire, the teachers walked up to this small boy and said, everybody is celebrating, why are you crying? And this boy gently gives an answer, school is on fire We are all outside, but teachers are outside, put all of them inside. So, everything that you can see in this world can be deceptive, and anything that you even have a great intention can be great but can be misinterpreted. The best of the best intentions of ours, including mine, has been misinterpreted, and that's where my joy of learning starts. Thank you, sir.
So once your heart beats and the BP is normal, now let us go to the table topic session. The second session is conducted by someone. Today's table topics master is a member of this club since 2019, friend to all, technical geek to the club, who initiated recordings and posted over YouTube, led from the front during the COVID time for conducting online meetings and the hybrid meetings for the club. He has served the club in various capacities in the committee as Sergeant at Arms, Vice President Public Relations, Vice President Membership, Vice President Education, President, and to top it all, Associate Treasurer. Okay, that was the message. For me, his massive, mammoth, and monumental contribution towards the club has been very inspiring. For today's conducting session, for today's table topic session, who we can have none other than the winner of table topic contest. The winner himself, please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Master of Ceremonies. Good evening, Toastmasters, guests, and everybody here. Table Topics is an impromptu speaking session where a person is called upon here and given a topic and they have to speak impromptu. This one session has helped me incredibly, not just in Toastmasters, even outside Toastmasters. And just like he said it, not to brag, I won the Table Topics contest. I request everybody who's coming here to kindly adhere to the time, considering the time that we have left today, so that we get, maximum people to take a chance or, shine bright. So, the first topic for today, the most of your problems will disappear with more water and less media. Most of your problems will disappear with more water and less media, and this topic goes to Shreya.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Most of your problems will disappear with more water and less media. Be healthy. That's what I think it means. The more time we spend using media, like consuming media on our phones and the television, is less time we spend thinking about ourselves. It's less time that we spend thinking about what we could do to better ourselves. But we could also use media to our advantage to get to know how to make things better for ourselves, right? So it all depends on how you use media. I wouldn't say that it's bad to use media, but it depends on what you do with it. So instead of watching a really pointless movie for 2 hours, I could be researching on what should I eat, to make me healthy, what should I do at the gym to make me healthy, which gym should I go to, right? So depends on what media you consume. But also, let's be fair, it's fun to consume media. So obviously there should be a balance between both things, right? Too much of one thing can also be bad. So I would say that I wouldn't say that we can get rid of our problems by taking in more water and less media, because even if you drink too much water, you can get water poisoning, right? So it's all about making. It's all about having a balance. So it's all about finding that balance between consuming media or taking time for yourself. Doing both can be healthy, doing both can be unhealthy. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that healthy response, Toastmaster Shreya. The next topic is, people are quick to judge but slow to correct themselves. People are quick to judge but slow to correct themselves, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Apoorva.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. People are quick to judge and slow to correct themselves. This is absolutely right. With the spread of social media, the part of judging has become too much. I think in every field there's a lot of judging with the presence of media, the news and Instagram. There's only judging what you see these days. And when it comes to correcting, there is something called ego which comes in front, and people now are very egoistic and don't accept their fault in the firstly and forget correcting it. So they're very good, they're very good with their words, so they try to cover up and balance it rather than correcting themselves. But we live in a society where we should be the role models to the future generations. So leaving aside our ego, if we are correcting ourselves rather than judging others, we will be a good role models to the future generations. Thank you, and over to the table.
Thank you for that non-judgmental response. The next topic is, in a chaos world, how do you find your peace? In a chaos world, how do you find your peace? And this topic goes to our new Toastmaster, Toastmaster Gajendra.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. In a chaos world,
how do you find your peace?
How do you find your peace? The world is pretty chaotic when you see, when you follow the corporate society, people are not making their ends meet every month. Either if you see in schools, you can't do homework properly, and there are many ways how people find peace. I'm a person who finds peace in music, either writing music or singing, or like just streaming new music, and I find peace in movies, watching movies, and mostly I find peace with playing with my dogs usually. And I actually don't have too much chaos, touch wood, right now. But I usually don't find myself in a chaotic situation in certain situations, because I avoid chaos. It's much more easier that way. For example, if someone's arguing with me, I'll be like, okay. But like, what else will I get? They'll be like, okay, Superman's better than Batman. Okay. Like that. Iron Man shouldn't have died. Okay. Iron Man should come back. Okay. It's just basically like, it's their perspective. And how much ever you argue with them, they're not going to change their perspective. So it's better to just keep yourself calm instead of raising yourself for another person's peace. That's it.
Thank you for that peaceful response, Toastmaster Gajendra. The next topic, men have zero excitement for their birthday. I repeat, men have zero excitement for their birthday, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Mohnish.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I think all of us, all the guys agree that we are not really excited about our birthday, right? Probably I actually don't know why. That's a very good question. But like everyone else around is excited. Mostly the boys because it's street time. But they're always saying, "Oh, let's go here, let's go there." But I think it's always fun with hanging out with your friends. But yeah, I mean, really, it's not. You don't look up to your birthday, right? So I think I'm one of those guys, like you said. And now that I think about it, it's a very interesting question. Well, what we usually do on my birthday is we just go to one of the farmhouses, and there's always usually we go close to a racetrack around, like a go-kart racetrack, not a racing racetrack. Well, all of us, and we start racing. It's usually the boys, and I'm sure all of you, you like racing around. So that's what we do, and just crack a couple of beers, and that's it. And I think that is where I think that topic came, where you find peace. So that's where I get my peace from, and I'm sure most of the guys do. Well, with that confusing question, back to you.
Thank you for that somewhat exciting response. The next topic is the power of visualization makes reality possible. The power of visualization makes reality possible, and this topic goes to Toastmasters Sindhushree.
Thank you so much, Dear Topic Master. The power of visualization makes reality possible. Definitely, because the very first thing that people don't do, it's a very common saying, you have to plan ahead at least 10 steps of your life. Every time you start a job, or you plan the next day, or you want to go on a hike, or you plan the trip, or anything for that matter, I strongly believe plan, checklist. What did I do today? Inboxes. Next day, what needs to be done? But somewhere it also happens that you're planning way too much. How many can tell me over here that you absolutely planned nothing and it worked for you? Wow. That's really a great number. How many of you can tell me here that you planned everything to the last minute and it turned out just exactly the same? Irrespective of everything that happens, there has to be a decent amount of things. What needs to work and what doesn't need to work. If you wake up one day and don't know what to do throughout the day, it's just waste of time. If you spend an entire day today just chilling and you don't know what needs to be done tomorrow, it's just waste of time. Imagine spending an entire year without doing anything, and at the end of the year you realize there's nothing. Imagine you never opened your Spotify app and never played a song, and there's nothing at the 2023 end to send you a wrap-up of your year. End of the day, when you do something accountable every day, a small activity, a small step, everything helps you achieve something that's important. And that's all, and back to the topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sindhushree. The next topic, make a case where dogs are better than cats to a cat's person. Make a case where dogs are better than cats to a cat's person, and this topic goes to Tom.
Good evening to all Toastmasters and to all the guests. My first point is, dogs can be like your siblings, but cats can't. Anybody listen to my whole speech, you get the reference. I am a dog person. I hate cats. Hate as in, it's not like when I see a cat, I irritate or I'm like, you're a cat, I'm a human being, you have your own boundaries, I have my own boundaries. You don't come next to me, I won't come to you. That's it. If it's a dog, of course, I'll go hug it, I'll play with it and all that. So why I hate cats is they're very selfish. They are like the least cared animal. Like for example, you give it a food, or if you give a milk to it, it'll be like, okay, I'm the king, so it's serving me milk. If you give a dog something to eat or something, it will be like, maybe this is a very genuine person. Maybe he's a king, so he's treating me well. So it's a perspective of each animal. And I am someone who is very loyal. I believe in loyalty, and that's what dogs do. They always stick around with you. Cats, they may be one day at your home, will be somewhere in the other street. After 1 week, they'll come back only for food. So that's one case why I hate cats. And cats are very dirty, I believe. Of course, dogs are a little dirty, but if you train them well, they'll listen. But if you can't train cats that easily, it's a little difficult to train them. And they're very dirty, is what I have observed from my observation. And dogs are like, if you try to play along with them, they'll play with you, they'll give you a better company, and they treat you like their own breed. Okay? But cats are never like that. If you try to play with a cat, it'll give that look saying that you are disturbing me, you're just coming in my personal zone, just go mind your own business. That's the vibe I get always from a cat. So that's why I always believe dogs are better. I mean, that's why they say dogs are the best friends for the human being. So that's my case. Thank you.
A case well made. Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. The next topic is, if you could erase one thing from the world, if you could erase one thing off from the world, what would it be? Toastmaster Sanketh.
Well, if I could erase one thing from the world, what would it be? I would erase myself first. I'm done with this. I mean, the reason I say that is because, see, I'm a huge science fiction fan. I always follow all these kind of, superhero, sci-fi stories and all. For example, this is one part of it. And the reason is because once I get to erase myself, I get to witness some other places where I end up. So that it's a different expedition, different new journey for me. So I'd say I would erase myself from this world and move to some other place where something's different there. Where the very side of me don't put others to a frown, or very side of me be like, sometimes people be like, really? Should not happen. And the one more reason where I would want to go to some other places, because I like to be alone sometimes, not lonely. There's a difference. So for people who understand the difference, good. For not, meet me outside, I'll tell you. Until then, see you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanketh. The next topic is, if you were your parents, what are some things you wouldn't do? If you were your parents, what are some things you wouldn't do? And this topic goes to Toastmaster Sharanye.
Table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests present here. If I were my parents, what wouldn't I do? The first thing is not force the decision of taking MBA. That's the first thing, because I was going through another career which is really great, and my father forced me through this. I know it is a good thing, whatever happens, happens for good, and I am doing good, it's all good. The second one is, this is a quirky habit of my father. It's that if he wakes up early, maybe for example 5 o'clock, and everyone at home are sleeping, he wakes all of us up and he sleeps at 6 o'clock, and all of us at home are awake. So that is one more habit. And the other habit of my mother is maybe watching this WhatsApp status when everyone are sleeping or studying or doing something really focused, or they're concentrated on something. She really watches this WhatsApp status which has some weird songs, or some of my favorite songs. She watches it on status in the morning, and I hate those songs the next day. So that is another habit, and these changes would bring in a lot of peace at home. So that's it. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanye. The next topic is, if you could invent one thing for the world, what would it be? If you could invent one thing for the world, what would it be, Toastmaster Ujwal?
If I could invent one thing for this world, maybe I would say hologram, as in I think it's still in the process of invention. I feel so where it will be very much useful for the people if they want to visualize towards their future. I think through the process of hologram, I think they can do it very easily, and then it will be very easy for them. So I think that's my take on the topic. So back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujwal. The last topic for the day is your thoughts create your world. Your thoughts create your world, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Shivaprasad.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for this wonderful topic. Your thoughts create your world. If you go back a couple of years, or maybe 3 years from now, a lot of people would be leading their normal lives. Like 2019 is what I'm talking about. Everything is going fine. We are all traveling wherever we want. We are eating whatever we want. And then 2020 started, and then it hit the coronavirus pandemic. And all of us went into a frenzy. Like just now, Sharanye was talking about her parents, and I'm sure parents, the elders at everybody's house, freaked out a lot. Or some of them were in the opposite direction. They didn't freak out at all. They were like, this is nothing. For example, my grandfather, he didn't care. He wanted to just leave the house, and all of us had to keep him inside. Please don't go. And on the other hand, you have my father, right, freaking out in almost an unscientific manner. And my father would go around closing the windows, washing all the fruits, vegetables one by one, and we would all tell him, even the flowers, and we would all tell him, you are overdoing this. This is not really required, right? And the others on the other hand, in the family, for example, we also lost a lot of people lost their careers. My course stopped midway, and I switched courses. And it all depends on the mindset of the person, right? At the end of the day, for example, during that same pandemic, a couple of houses next to us, we lost some neighbors to the coronavirus. Imagine their mindset, and imagine how they come out of that, right? So, and looking at this, my father wanted to leave town and go to some other city. So in that situation, your mindset definitely decides how you deal with that situation, right? So your thoughts definitely create your world. Even if it's the coronavirus pandemic, everything seems like dark clouds spread around. If your thoughts have a silver lining to those dark clouds, then you can definitely come out of any situation. With that, over to the Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. Sorry, I lied. This is the last topic. Tiny changes leads to remarkable results. Tiny changes leads to remarkable results, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Mehjabin.
Thank you so much, Evaluator Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Tiny change
Leads to remarkable results.
Okay. Talking about my career, so I am a pharma graduate. Who doesn't know, I am a pharma graduate, and I switched my career into data analyst. So I am completely into IT sector and completely into technological, and I left behind science background. Now I don't know what is the definition of a particular single thing which I was so known to me. It was before when I was in my graduation stage, but now I am so completely into my technical stage that is a thing that tiny change that I have made in my career, and I'm quite happy with that, because in that also, when I was in my graduate stage, I was also happy with my career would go to this stage and I would do this. But when I completed my graduation and saw the job market on this particular graduation after and I had to do master graduate, and I didn't want to do master graduate. So I transit my career into complete data analyst. So I'm quite happy with that, and this is a tiny change that I'm really happy with. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehjabin, for that response. Okay, I really promise this is the last one. One idea that made you change your life over the years. One idea that made you change your life over the years, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Abhimaan.
An idea that made me change my life.
Yes.
I follow Sadhguru and spirituality and all that. So the main thing is that before I used to think that everyone was separate and we are individual, but then after some spiritual experience, profound spiritual experience, I got to know that we are all one energy, not the same person, but one energy. So after having that experience, I know that we are all one life and we have to work for each other, and so that is one idea that changed my life forever. What else can I say about that? I hope everyone else also get that experience. Otherwise, you'll think that you're competing with everyone else in the world and you're alone in the universe, fighting for yourself. If you have that experience of spirituality, then you'll realize that you're one with everyone else. You don't have to compete with others. You can collaborate. You can just be happy by your own nature, and you can work with others and work for each other and for yourself also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhimaan. I really hope you all enjoyed this session. I've had a really nice time listening to all your responses. With that, I hand it back to the MC.
Thank you, Toastmasters I, Snehal. Now we'll break for 5 minutes. So we will assemble here back at, after 5 minutes. So make it quick. Thing is, you overshoot the time, you miss the snacks. You miss out the timing, you miss out your snacks.
Timing is very important.
Time and tide very good.
Okay, now are we ready for the general evaluation session?
Yes.
Today's general evaluator is someone to whom many in our club, in our district, across the Toastmaster Society look up to. His D in DTM stands for dedication and discipline. He has been a Toastmaster for last more than 2 decades, mentoring a countless number of people, and he feels joy when his mentees do well in their life and in Toastmasters. Personally, I admire and I respect a lot for his skills in general speaking and table topics in particular. Technology has been his love and livelihood. He had retired from the services of Macon Limited as Senior General Manager in Electrical Engineering while he was heading both electrical and instrumentation section in Macon Limited, Bangalore. Numerous successful milestones to his career in Macon Limited. For conducting today's general evaluation session, I welcome DTM A.K. Prabhakara with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep Kumar Baliarsingh, for that elaborate and somewhat of generous introduction about me, having studied so much about me. Thank you very much for that. Today's session, I would say it went off very well. In a sense, there was very little, you can say point out that this was right, this was wrong, but I would like to point out what went right, more the stress on that. And the meeting started a bit late, but it went through in different way it has to go in proper order. It has gone through that. Only MCC or Mecon can do that. Perhaps once started, the running does very well. So its starting problem will be there. Maybe we have to kind of give kickstart. Maybe like Vespa, somebody is talking of Vespa today, and president, and maybe we have to tilt it and give one kick so that it starts like whatever way it is not supposed to start. Anyway, that's a different story. We'll handle it differently, and that is to take note for the company or club officers to take note how to fix that aspect. The business session, as usual, went through quickly. The theme was, I thought, was very well handled today, in the sense that the Sergeant at Arms brought about the interaction between father and son, the Nobel laureate Richard Feynman, and that one paved the way for the Feynman went on to win Nobel laureate, and in fact he was one of the key persons, for your information, to find out why a particular space shuttle misfired and many people were killed. In fact, he was the chairman of the Inquiry Committee, and because of his common sense approach, he could really figure out what went wrong with that. It's something of a story. His books like Feynman's Physics is today considered to be, even today, is considered to be one of the most authoritative books. That's besides the point. The Sergeant at Arms made it a point to point out that the spirit of inquiry is the one that brings about the changes, and that she drove that point very well. And then the president made his point very clear when he talked about the school inquiry. I used the word, there was a misfire today, series of words were inquire and inquire were mixed up. The two are different, but it's marginally different. The lawyer is here, maybe they would have picked up things like that, and finally a case would have won, maybe they'll make it loose. That kind of usage. Inquiry is what our president was pointing it out. When something went wrong, the headmaster, the head of the school was inquiring in a formal way. It's about formal way of inquiring. Inquiring is about informal way, like the interaction between Feynman and his father. So that is the basic difference. But it doesn't matter as long as the point is driven home. But the point I'm trying to make is that there is a difference. It's a very subtle one, but it's important to make note of that. Then the president's speech, he has his own inimitable style. And his way of speaking makes others feel that is it so easy. And when we come behind the lectern, we know it's not that simple, because he has his own way of speaking, and that speaking is that he is speaking perhaps from the images in his mind. That's why his hands are always free, if you have noticed. So he's in a zone of his own, and that makes others feel confident that they can be he can be the one who can be emulated. He sets benchmark for others. Let's give him a special round of applause for that. When he introduced our Toastmaster, or the master of the ceremonies today, I made it a point once I have pointed out, please make sure that he is given the right kind of stature when he comes to the lectern. It is not, he may be a treasurer for the club, but outside the club he has a different position altogether, and he has an education background, and these are the things that inspires him and also sets a benchmark for others to watch and how to introduce. So it's something that has to be really built into the process, and I thought that should have been there in place. Having said that, let me move on to what Toastmaster Sandeep Baliarsingh had to say about the theme. And again today, this theme from the Sergeant at Arms was science side was taken over. He talked about the fire, the nuclear physics, and the internet, the words that might have started with a simple inquiry and search for answer, one that paved way for so much change in this world. The inquiry, this apple, as he said, has fallen on the head of a young Newton, and the world changed. It's not that he gave explanation and converted into mathematics, and even today, maybe your car and your scooter or a rocket goes by that formula. Maybe there are different explanations, but it still works. That spirit of inquiry was the one that he was talking, and he did it very, very neatly about it, bringing the theme in line and later on connecting with the Toastmasters International RC's Middle East effort, being the same kind of inquiry into the inquiry process brought about this Toastmasters International movement at a time around the same time as Albert Einstein's relativity theory was published first time in 1905, somewhere around that. So he was he is a technologist, a metallurgist, so he thinks in those spaces, and he did it very well. Let's give him a round of applause for holding things together. Then we move to the education session. The education session, it's about the person. Let me talk. This is not the first time I have heard him speak. This is one, maybe a few times earlier, maybe somewhere in 2011, maybe even earlier that. He is a man who is simply brilliant. Today what he spoke about body language, that you keep it aside. Wrap it up, keep it aside. But if you notice, what he wanted to generally convey, his hand and his way he spoke, the way the mind, his body language were all synchronized. You see, his hands were always in place, whether it's fire, the last incident towards the conclusion, they were all synchronized. Perhaps again, he was delivering from the images in his mind. Image in the mind, the word that come through hand also goes with that. So you have to notice that his hand was everything. But what he told about this idli, this dosa, and all those things is to drive a point that what you say here and what you think here has to be going with your hand. It has to be synchronized. What he was trying to indirectly say was that, but he lived what he was saying. That's what you should notice. He was feeling ease behind the ease with which he delivered his talk, that behind the lectern. You have to observe these things. And there was a time when he was not that much experience as a speaker, I would say. He gave a speech in an evaluation contest, and few of the speakers later on came to me and told, sir, he spoke so well that it was very difficult to pick negative points to improve. His speeches are so perfect. That's what I was told. Then I said, whoever doesn't point out any mistake but holds up the best of the things that he told, or the points, he is going to be the winner. And that did happen. He can deliver perfect speeches as far as the evaluation contest is concerned, and the contest participants used to find it difficult to pick up things, wrong things or not so right things from his speeches. That is the way his mind works, and I would say he is a natural speaker and he sticks to what he says, and that's what he did, and he involved the audience. If you notice, his continuous interaction was such that always the audience was involved. And for that, what we do in Toastmasters is a thunderous round of applause in absentia. Okay, he's not there. Then we move on to the next one, that was a table topic. I'll handle it as a separate unit. Let's have our TAPG team here. Timer, Toastmaster Pavni here. Please give her a round of applause.
Once again, a very good evening, everyone. The meeting commenced at 6:26 p.m. The business session went on for 1 minute 5 seconds. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Lakshmi took 2 minutes 56 seconds and the time allotted was 3 minutes. Introduction of guests went on for about 2 minutes 30 seconds. The report on the previous meeting by Toastmaster Sharanye went on for 2 minutes 19 seconds and the time allotted was 2 minutes. Presidential address by Toastmaster Balaji went on for 7 minutes 43 seconds and the time allotted was 5 minutes. Introduction of the Master of Ceremonies was allotted 1 minute and has taken 1 minute 53 seconds. Coming to the Master of Ceremonies, initial part was allotted 10 minutes and Toastmaster Sandeep has taken 3 minutes 13 seconds. Overall, the MC has taken around 8 minutes 30 seconds. Coming to the education session, the time allotted was 40 minutes and it went up to 46 minutes 58 seconds. Coming to the table topic session, it went up to 24 minutes overall. We had 12 speakers participating in the session. 9 speakers spoke above 1 minute, 1 speaker spoke below 1 minute, 2 speakers spoke about 2 minutes. And the individual report has been put up on the board. The networking break went on for 9 minutes 34 seconds. At the general evaluation session, the general evaluator DTM AK Prabhakara has taken 10 minutes 13 seconds so far. Thank you and back to you.
How much was the table topic session total duration? 20?
24.
Okay, every session I think we have overshot, including mine maybe. I'll try to make up for it. Okay. Next is our counter, Toastmaster Kirtan.
Today was a wonderful day. We hardly had any R's and O's. I guess I'm saying it mostly now. So we start with the Sergeant at Arms Lakshmi. She had just one and President Balaji had the repeat of so thrice, and Sandeep had 4 pauses. Pavni flawless, then Lata 1 Chetan flawless, then table topic Sai Snehal flawless, Shreya flawless, Apoorva had 2 R's, Gajendra flawless, Mohnish flawless, Sindhushree flawless, Gaurav flawless, Sanketh flawless, Sharanye flawless, Ujwal had 2 Shivaprasad flawless, and Abhimaan 2 pauses, and Mehjabin 1 and DTM AKP sir as of now flawless.
Thank you. She did a good job keeping track of that. Let's give her a round of applause. Grammarian Toastmaster Latana.
Good evening once again, everyone present in the room. Let's start with the word of the day, adulation. The number of people who have used this word in today's session is 0. No one has used it. And let's get on to the good usages. Now see, when I talk about good usages, it is reference to the context what it's been used. It may be right or it may be wrong, but it's completely perspective based and the context based. Now when I go to good usages, pain point, throw more light, uncharted territory, key member, gave us fire, gave us gravity, cultural conditioning, confident in mindset, body speaks, consciously confident, unconsciously confident, unsaid power of words, joy of learning, silver lining, paved the way. Now not so good usages, why do I put in this category is the context with what these particular phrases have been used. The other better phrases would have been much better in that phrase, according to me, according to my perspective. Now, vital skills of life could have been vital skills of life because there can't be 2 plurals at the same time. Spread of social media, the better word would have been presence of social media. Very loyal, loyalty is kind of a characteristic. You can't add a very to it. So a person is loyal or not loyal. Can't be very loyal. Very side of me. Instead of very side of me, it can be the better side of me, the good side of me, or the bad side of me. Not the very side of me. The others on the other hand. I totally didn't understand that. Others, on the other hand, it could be the others dash 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 something else on particular context, depending on what the person wants to tell. Running does very well, the run does very well. So that could have been a better phrase instead of that. And that's what my report is all about. Thank you. And back to you.
That was excellent tracking of grammar, but I think she missed one thing, the way I was introduced or talked about by the speaker today, AK-47. I didn't know how he knew that I started as a Toastmaster at the age of 47. I didn't know. That's a different story altogether. Let's give her a special round of applause. Then we move on to the table topic session. And pardon?
PPE.
Yeah, we'll come back and come to it.
After.
Yeah, I'm just playing around. Oh, you want to please come. Let's give a round of applause. No, please. Improvise.
Okay. So there were 3 instances of interesting uses today. So firstly, Pavan chose the words stuff happens. I would like all of us to inculcate things like this. When we are put up in a challenging spot and we want to speak about it, choose a better word. The second thing is his choice of Hail Hitler, which is clearly political, but he used it in the right set of circumstances, which makes sense. The third was Toastmaster Abhimaan's choice for Sadhguru, which was a bit on the controversial side, so I would avoid that, but otherwise I think we're good. The session was clean.
I think, let me put it the other way, that when you refer to a political, if you think it's literally now it's historical. So if I refer something about that, it should not be mistaken. Let's put it that way. When I am talking in terms of spirituality, if I say that in order to couch it or mask it, because we cannot handle the religious side of it, the best way to use it is how to be politically correct. Is that you can say as per Western philosophy or Eastern philosophy or Indian philosophy, or you can say in the Gulf countries. So you can couch it in a different way, but yet you can make a point. So you have to be observant about it, whether he is being politically right. That's what we are learning this place, where you can be smart, where you can apply what is right, what is not so right. So it's right. You pointed out right, but it paved way for some discussion on this matter. I thought I should bring it out to the audience here. We will move on to the table topic session. What I would say, it was the topics were posed in almost an ideal way. If you notice, most of the table topics, when it is posed here, it's posed as a question, and that is not right. So the way today he posed was that most of the topics were posed in such a way he had not taken any side for it. It was not his opinion. He just washed it in Dettol and gave it to you. So that's why, if you notice here, people have crossed 1 minute, but they had to debate within themselves in order to bring out what they wanted to say about it. And that is the one that will really improvise a table topic or impromptu speaking skills of our members. So when you put a question, people tend to answer it. But when you pose a topic, say GST, demonetization, that this is your topic, then they have to really debate pros and cons, plus and minus, advantage, disadvantage, micro versus macro. So they have to draw deep within themselves, and the words that they put to their speech is the one that will pave way for their growth as a Toastmaster speaker. So for that kind of a special effort by Sai Snehal Reddy, Toastmaster Sai Snehal Reddy, let's give him a thunderous round of applause. I've spoken at length about topic master or or MC. So sorry, finished topic master. And I covered partially our MCing today. He is a thinker. He can switch from humor to the serious side when he wants. He can do that flip-flop kind of thing. And whenever he has given speech, it's a joy because he brings a fresh breath of air into that. For that, I think I always somehow liked his approach, very simple and down to earth when he speaks. Today it was a kind of topic that really made everybody speak so well and made my day and perhaps all your day as well. So let's give him a special round of applause to With that, I come to the conclusion of my general evaluation. Mechan Communication Club is doing well and healthy, and we have come to almost the end of this term. And many ups and downs we go through, but we have hung on and we are doing well. That makes me happy, and I have been there for a long time, as long as this club is there. So it's a pleasure being a general evaluator of this special meeting. Over to Master Sami, Sandeep Kumar Baliarsingh.
So thank you DTM AK Prabhakara for very constructive feedback for everyone, and I'm sure as long as your good wishes are there, this club will grow, and the club is already in good hands. The people are doing well. I wish the committee works on the DCP points and the points set by the district. I think that is a separate discussion. Today's evening I really enjoyed very good speeches, very humorous speeches. I could learn a lot from Pavan. I think I had seen him 10 or 11. That meeting he told, I remember, hold your left ear or something like that. So I did the mistake. Similar sort of event today. If I have to tell about my experience, I have been very particular about the rules written on the book. The body language has been very much written clearly. If it delivers the message, it is right. So I think that is what I have read in the book and practice as well. Other than that, I have nothing to say. Today was one of the very good evenings. I enjoyed a lot. Back to you, and I hand over the charge to President, Ms. Toastmaster Balaji.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sandeep. What a delight it is to have Sandeep in the room. That's the kind of energy that can increase when right mindsets are in the same room. Like Abhimaan said, we're all one energy. And when good energy comes in, it's good energy flowing for all of us. With that, I think I also totally respect Sandeep's opinion of just following body language and just reacting to the questions. Can you do the dishes for me means please do the dishes. Can we go for a movie means just pull your phone and book tickets on Book My Show. Sandeep is doing what's more practical. Good job, Sandeep. With that, I think let's not push this meeting further because we also have an induction coming in. So we have a very, very new member who gave a fantastic table topic response. Let's have Toastmaster Gajendra join us, please. And to induct Toastmaster Gajendra, our General Evaluator, one of the founding members and the main pillar of Mechan Communication Club, DTM AK Prabhakara.
I will be here, sir. Or you can be. Yes. You need it. That's fine. this is a new member induction. Membership in Toastmasters is a privilege, and the only way to gain benefits of our program is to actively participate. Do you, Mr. Gajendra, right?
Yes, sir.
Promise to be active member of this club, to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for your duties?
I do.
Loudly, please.
I do.
They should feel confident about it. Do you promise to fulfill other points of Toastmasters promise?
I do.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You will have signed making some promises. Please read through that in the application. It's important that you should know. I request all the members to rise from their seats. Do you members of Mekon Communication Club promise to support Mr. Gajendra Gowda as he works through Toastmasters program?
Yes.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to declare you as Toastmaster Gajendra Gowda now as installed member of Mekon Communication Club.
Thank you.
With that, I think it's time to get to our results. We have only 3 ribbons for the day because we know who the best prepared speaker was. Starting off with best role taker TAPG with an impressive session where she didn't just tell what is the right usages but also gave the not so good usages and also corrected them. Let's give it up for our grammarian Toastmaster Lata Nahar. For the best role taker MTG for really speeding things up for all of us and giving an opportunity for all those members who hadn't got an opportunity, because at Mekon that's the most important, members to go home after having spoken. So do that diligently with good set of topics like our general evaluator already previously mentioned, table topic master, Toastmaster Sai Snehal. Since this animal got involved in his life, things have been flowery and nice. There was a time he mistook himself to be someone else, but since he found a guiding dog, no cat was able to put him off. Today's table topic speaker and the winner, Toastmaster Gaurav. With that, I do understand we have overshot time, but I think a good meeting. Let's keep the spirits going. A new year, according to the calendar, is coming. Before PP Evaluator catches me for following the Christian calendar. There I go. Now
It's the Gregorian calendar.
I thought my body language said it. But anyway, since you wanted to point it out, fine. I lose. Let's go ahead and close this meet. 1, 2, 4, 2. And stand up for the national.